GoldenEye was the very first Pierce Brosnan Bond movie. It came out in 1995, which was quite a few years after the previous Bond film. I know 6 years, it doesn't seem very long, but you have to remember it's back from the 1960s through the 1980s. There was Bond films left, right, and center. So from 1989 to 1995, that 6 year time period was a pretty big surprise. Pierce Brosnan finished Remington Steele. Timothy Dalton finished playing Bond. And when they got Remington Steele to play James Bond, out came what many regard as being one of the 10 best Bond films. If people say that GoldenEye is one of the 5 best Bond films, I'll understand where they're coming from. I'm not a huge Bond aficionado. Like, I've seen every Bond film, except for No Time to Die. That's the only one that keeps getting swept under the rug. But every Bond film before that I have seen, and I've enjoyed most of them. But could you really classify even some of the best Bond films as being truly great action films or truly great espionage flicks, great thrillers even? I don't think so. Some, yes, definitely. Some of them are truly great films, so no matter if they're a Bond film or not. And GoldenEye, I think that is one of those things that's truly great under the James Bond radar. But if you compare it to another great action film like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon or RoboCop, that GoldenEye may come up a little bit short. Like, I'm not saying that GoldenEye is bad when you compare it to some other films of other action franchises, but GoldenEye isn't going to win every time you pit it up against something. If you put GoldenEye against bad boys like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, GoldenEye is going to defeat those. Put it up against Rush Hour, it's going to defeat those. When Sean Connery and Roger Moore played Bond, especially the Roger Moore era, some of those films were so repetitive and average, and there was so much Bond fatigue, and they just weren't very fun like they used to be. So when Pierce Brosnan came out, he was able to have the hard-nosed, rough exterior, plus having some cool charm to him that would make Bond so appealing to women. So, that's why I think that Pierce was a good Bond. And, given the 6-year gap in between Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan, they were able to get some really good ideas for different things. Some cool villains, some cool stories. James Bond ends up becoming a big target for 006. There's this big scheme that Sean Bean is working on to pretty much destroy the whole world. He wants to destroy Russia, destroy England, and So when all this stuff is happening, of course the movie is pretty thrilling, but when we get to find out Sean Bean's motives for everything, that's when we really start to say, that's pretty interesting. Because in most of the other Bond things, it was just a standard, let's just take over the world just because. And they made fun of that a lot in the Austin Powers films. And with GoldenEye, they really tried to think outside the box, make it legitimately good, make it suitable for a 90s audience. Because, 1990s, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Steven Seagal running rampant. So why not have James Bond really explode with some great sass? Yeah, GoldenEye is the most acclaimed of the Pierce Brosnan era, and I do agree that this is one of the best Bond films. I don't think it's quite a masterpiece like I would say. I say that a masterpiece would be like Casino Royale or Doctor No or Skyfall or Goldfinger. But GoldenEye is almost in that realm of being as good as those. Yeah, GoldenEye, not quite, but still a good one. By Bond standards, it is really good. So by Bond standards, I'll give GoldenEye from 1995 3.5 stars out of 4. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you again next time.